Hello everyone. So today we will do map practice India physical. So class 9 CBSE social science we will do the map practice of chapter number 2. Okay. So see you will get many types of maps but I will tell you have to use which map. So this one, this map is political map. You will use this map only for states and cities. Okay. But for real map practice, you will have to take the physical map. So these two are examples of physical map. In this map, they have not given the latitudes. So few latitudes are given so that people get an idea about the location and also the Tropic of Cancer, which passes through Gujarat. It passes through 8 states in India. Okay, so your homework is you will tell in the comment section Tropic of Cancer passes through how many states and which are those states. Okay, so this map is the ideal map for practice. In this Tropic of Cancer is also given and they have given the coordinates also longitudes and latitudes. I will show you this thing in the main map. Okay, now moving forward, this is your exercise 1. These are the items of map practice, so we will mark all these places in the map today. Okay, so let's start. So this is the map I was talking to you about. It has given the latitudes and longitudes. These are the longitudes in the north and south, and in the east and the west are latitudes. So this is written 8 degree. It is not clear, but I will tell you it is written 8 degree, and 8 degree passes through almost the south of India around this mark, and it goes through Andaman and Nicobar Islands. Okay, so this gives you a brief idea that equator is to the south of India, somewhere around here. Okay, so this is to the latitude and longitude are only to give you idea of location of a place. So now moving forward, our first item of map practice is mountains, mountain peaks. So I will change the color. So children, for map practice you have to keep this in mind that you must change color according to the item they have given. Okay, so for peaks I am using black color. So K2 is a peak which is in India, but it is occupied by Pakistan. So we call Pakistan occupied Kashmir, which is somewhat like this. So this place is under the occupation of Pakistan. Legally it belongs to India, but Pakistan ने इस पे कब्जा कर रखा है. तो K2 जो पीक है वो यहीं पे है POK में. So peaks को आप ट्राइंगल फॉर्म में बनाएंगे. You will have to make peaks in triangle form. Okay, and then color it, fill it with color. So this is K2. Okay, and every one of you will have to sit with a map and an atlas so that whatever I am telling you you can see in your atlas also and then mark on your practice map. Okay, then next is Kanchenjunga. Kanchenjunga is in India and it is India's second highest peak after K2. So Kanchenjunga is in Sikkim. It is on the Sikkim and India, Nepal and India border. So this is Kanchenjunga. I am not writing the full thing. You will have to do it by yourself. Okay, now Anaimudi is a peak in Kerala. It is part of Western Ghats. Okay, so for Anaimudi you will have to see this this protruding part of Indian peninsula. So Anaimudi is almost in straight line with this place. So see, these are the things you have to remember. These are the tricks to remember where which place is situated. Okay, so you have to make these like these are like your landmarks. Okay, so ऐसे याद हो जाएगा, ऐसे आपको करना पड़ेगा कि यहाँ पे ये लैंड ऐसा है तो इसके पास क्या होगा. Okay, or you can remember them by latitudes also, but that is a bit difficult task. But if you remember the latitudes, then you can remember the exact location of a place. Okay, so this is Anaimudi is the tallest peak in South India. Okay, so Anaimudi is here. Now moving on to the next peak is Nanda Devi. Nanda Devi is in Uttarakhand, and it is in Kumaon area of Uttarakhand. So Uttarakhand is divided into two regions. One is Garhwal, one is Kumaon. This is Uttarakhand. Okay. So west part is Garhwal and east part is Kumaon. So in Kumaon we have got this Nanda Devi. Nanda Devi is also a national park. Okay. So now it is easy to remember where is Nanda Devi. It is a national park also. So I have given you two information with this, the peak and the national park. Now moving on to the next thing, which is our ranges. Okay, so ranges के लिए you will have to use brown color. I am using red color. Okay, so because it is not available currently in this slide. So Karakoram range is also at the same place where K2 is, because K2 is part of Karakoram range. So I have given you one more information, you have to remember this. And range, you make range like this, like mountains. Okay. So Karakoram range runs like this in the Union Territory of Ladakh. This is Ladakh. This is not Jammu and Kashmir, because Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh are now bifurcated. They have become two separate Union Territories. So this is Karakoram range. Okay. Okay, my writing is not good because I am using a mouse. So you have to uh, bear with me. Now next range is Satpura range. So in central India we have got two ranges, Vindhya range and Satpura range. Vindhya range is in the north and Satpura is in the south. So for Satpura you will have to remember this king in the land area, गुजरात का ये पार्ट आपको याद रखना है और इसी के पास से आप सतपुरा रेंज बनाओगे ऐसे. सो दिस इज सतपुरा रेंज. सी ऐसे आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा कि किस स्टेट में है, किस जगह के पास है. सो सतपुरा रेंज इज majority part of Satpura range is in Madhya Pradesh. So you will have to make it here. Now next item is Nilgiris. So Nilgiris are a part of Western Ghats and Anaimudi is a peak in Nilgiris. So Nilgiri range will be here only. So Nilgiri range runs from west to east. See, many ranges run from south to north. Many ranges run from east to west or west to east. So if you remember this thing also, it will help you a lot. So Nilgiris are running like this. So this is Nilgiris. Okay. See, you have to make a very neat map. I am making this map which is not neat because I am using a mouse. But आपको साफ साफ बनाना है. Okay. Now next is Western Ghats. So Western Ghats. See, just now I told you north, south and east west alignment. So Western Ghats are north to south. अभी तक ये तीनों रेंज ईस्ट टू वेस्ट या वेस्ट टू ईस्ट थी, बट वेस्टर्न घाट्स आएंगे आपके ऐसे. ओके. वेस्टर्न घाट्स आर इन महाराष्ट्र, कर्नाटक, गोवा, केरला एंड तमिलनाडु ऑल्सो. सो दीज आर वेस्टर्न घाट्स. ओके. सो रेंजेस की प्रैक्टिस हो गई. नाउ वी मूव ऑन टू द रिवर्स. सो फर्स्ट रिवर इज गंगा. फॉर दिस आई विल टेक ब्लू कलर. So Ganga rises in the Gangotri in Uttarakhand and it goes through Uttar Pradesh, then Allahabad, Varanasi, then it enters Bihar, then it goes through Patna in the state of Jharkhand and then West Bengal and then flows into the Bay of Bengal. So this is Ganga. See, Ganga is a big river system and it has got many distributaries and tributaries like Yamuna, Gandak, Ghagra, Son, Betwa. But if you talk about Ganga as a single river, then this is how Ganga flows. Okay, so you have to remember this. Now next is Godavari. So Godavari rises in Nasik. Nasik is a city or district in Maharashtra. So Godavari runs from west to east, right? So Godavari will rise in the Western Ghats and it will flow like this, like this, like this, like this. And you see this different type of land area थोड़ा निकला हुआ है यहाँ पे, तो गोदावरी यहीं पे आके बे ऑफ बंगाल में मिल जाती है. So this is your Godavari. Godavari is also known as Budi Ganga. बिकॉज इन साउथ इंडिया इट इज द लॉन्गेस्ट रिवर। तो साउथ इंडिया में लॉन्गेस्ट है तो इसको गंगा से कंपेयर किया जाता है। ओके, और इसका ओरिजिन गंगा से भी पुराना है, इसलिए इसको बूढ़ी गंगा बोला जाता है। ओके, so now two rivers we have done. Now we have got Brahmaputra. So Brahmaputra arises in Mansarovar Lake in Tibet, which China claims its own land area, and it goes through Tibet and then enters in Arunachal Pradesh and then into Assam and then flows through Bangladesh into the Bay of Bengal. Now, if you read news, you know in Assam we have got a lot of floods. Why? Because of Brahmaputra and the mismanagement by government. Because floods are man-made. If we develop cities sustainably, then floods will not occur, but floods occur because we neglect. So Brahmaputra flows like this. Now you know, I told you Brahmaputra passes through how many states, and then through Bangladesh into Bay of Bengal. Now we have got one river remaining, which is Narmada. So Narmada, for understanding Narmada, I will tell you one more mountain range, which is Vindhyas. So Vindhyas are a mountain range in Madhya Pradesh like this. So in my previous class, I told you about block mountains. So I told you in between the block mountains there is a rift valley, and in the rift valley the river flows. So in this case, Narmada flows through a rift valley. It rises in the Amarkantak plateau and flows like this into Gujarat. This is a part of Gujarat only, into Arabian Sea. So Narmada flows like this. See, I'm telling you the rising point of all the rivers which we are doing. So you have to remember, I am giving you extra information. Gangotri, Mansarovar Lake, Amarkantak Plateau, and Nasik. So all these four rivers rise from the four places I have told you. It will be very beneficial for you. Okay. So the next item for us is the passage. So this map is very much filled. I will take the next map. So for mountain passes, you will use brown color, and I won't be able to make this type of depiction, but maps passes are depicted on maps like this. So I will just make a point, but in your map you will have to make this symbol for passes. This is a symbol for passes. Okay. So our first pass is Shipkila. So Shipkila is in Himachal Pradesh, or you can say India and China border near Himachal Pradesh. So this is Himachal Pradesh. I will draw a map of Himachal Pradesh, state map like this, somewhat like this. So Shipkila is a pass here. Okay, uh, let me make it a little bit big. This thing is Shipkila. Okay, and why is Shipkila important? Shipkila is important because Satluj River enters India through Shipkila. Shipkila. So passes are important. Why? Passes are important for trade, for movement of animals and humans. This is known as cultural connect, and also the entry point of rivers. Okay, so Satluj enters through Shipkila. Then second pass for us is Bomdila. Bomdila is here. Bomdila is in Arunachal Pradesh, and it is a pass situated here. The next pass is Nathula. Nathula is in Sikkim. It is in the eastern part of Sikkim. See, I have marked it here. Now, why is Nathula famous? Nathula is famous because it has got strategic significance. Here we have got China. So we keep an eye on China through Nathula. And 2 years back we got Doklam issue. Doklam issue. So in Doklam issue, Nathula was very important for us. It helped in the movement of troops through the passes. Okay, so the mobilization of forces was very quick and brisk. Okay, now the fourth pass is Thalghat for us. This pass is in South India, or I should say Maharashtra. So why is Thalghat famous? So now here I will make the depiction of a pass. Okay, because here I have got space. So this is Thalghat gap or a pass. Both are same thing, and it is a gateway to Mumbai because we have got mountains here. I just told you we have got mountains here, the Western Ghats. So somebody coming from Uttar Pradesh or Delhi or Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh to Mumbai, how he will cross the Western Ghats? Through this Thal Ghat pass or gap. Okay. Now moving to the coastal areas, we have got four coastal areas. So the first is Nadan Sarkar. So this you have to remember. I will just tell you. There is no reason why this is known as Nadan Sarkar. Okay. So you just have to remember that the coastline of Andhra Pradesh is known as Nadan Sarkar. Okay. Then the coastline of Tamil Nadu is known as Coromandel Coast. You have to shade like this because coast is not a point or not a single line. Coast is very big. So this is Nadan Sirkar, this is Coromandel. Then the coastline of Kerala is known as Malabar. See Malabar, if I should tell you, then Malabar Diamonds or Malabar Jewelry is a company in Kerala, and they are named because Malabar Coast is in Kerala. And then Konkan coast is in Maharashtra and Goa. Okay, this one. So this is known as Konkan coast. Konkan coast, it is known because Konkani is a language. Okay, Konkani is a language spoken by majority people in Goa and some people in Maharashtra. So that's why Konkan coast. Okay, Coromandel coast भी बता देता हूँ. If you see IPL, then in the matches of Chennai Super Kings, if you remember on the boundary there is Coromandel written. Okay, and if you have not seen, you just Google Coromandel Tires or Coromandel King. So it is a company which is based in Tamil Nadu and it is named after this coast of Coromandel. Now I have given you how to remember all these coasts except Nadan Sirkar, which you have to remember. Okay. Now we will talk about some hill station. So for that I will take purple color. So Gulmarg is a hill station in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and it is situated very close to Pakistan or the border of Pakistan. So it is situated around here. So for cities you have to just use a single point and write the name of the city. Gulmarg is here. Then Nainital is also a hill station which is in Uttarakhand. And I told you about the two regions of Uttarakhand, Garhwal and Kumaon. So Nainital is in Kumaon region, which makes it to the east of eastern part of Uttarakhand. Okay, so we will write here Nainital. Now moving on to Kodaikanal. Kodaikanal is a hill station in Tamil Nadu, but it is near the Kerala border. So if the Kerala border is like this, okay, so Kodaikanal is somewhat here, and it is a hill station as I told you. So Kodaikanal is in Western Ghats. Okay, because Western Ghats run like this to the south. Because here we have got Nilgiris. In the previous slide, I told you about Nilgiris, na. So Kodaikanal is in the Nilgiris. Now last hill station for us is Darjeeling. So Darjeeling is situated here. Okay. Now you will think that this is Sikkim, but no, this is not Sikkim. Why? Because this is the boundary. Like above this line is Sikkim, and this much is West Bengal. If I tell you by this, this is West Bengal, this is West Bengal, and this is also West Bengal. This all is West Bengal. So here we have got Darjeeling in West Bengal to the northern part. Okay. Now a few miscellaneous items remain. For that I will take a different color. Okay, dark blue. We will take dark blue, right? Okay. So now we will mark Great Indian Desert. So for Great Indian Desert, we will use this color. So Great Indian Desert is in Rajasthan, but whole of Rajasthan is not desert. So Great Indian Desert is somewhat this much in the western part of Rajasthan. And you can either color this or you can use shading or you can use the lines to mark Great Indian Desert. Okay. And then next is Run of Kutch. Now for that I will change the color. So Run of Kutch is in this part, but whole of the Gujarat is not Run of Kutch. So whatever I am marking is Run of Kutch. Only this much. Why it is known as Ran? Because we have got here salt marshes. Okay, we have got salt marshes here. This is Great Indian Desert, and this is Ran of Kutch. Okay, now we have got Malwa Plateau. Malwa Plateau, for Malwa Plateau, I will again use a highlighter and I will shade the area. Malwa Plateau somewhat in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh combined, and this is here. This is Malwa Plateau, and we have got Chota Nagpur Plateau, which is in Jharkhand. Okay, why are plateaus famous? Plateaus are famous because they are abode of minerals बहुत पाए जाते हैं यहाँ पे. तभी you must know that in this area there are many tribal conflicts occur. Okay, so this is Chota Nagpur Plateau. I am using acronyms of these places because there is not much place, but in your map you will have to write full, like I am writing this Malwa Plateau. Okay, now we have got Lakshadweep remaining. All the items are done. So these dotted islands are Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep is not a very difficult thing to find in your map. So Lakshadweep are coral islands found to the west of Kerala. Okay, they have got capital at Kavarati. So this was the map for today. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this map session because maps are very interesting. I can also help you with the map through Google Map because in Google Map you just have to search in the search box and you find your location, but that is too mechanical. So it will not help you in the long run because you will not remember, but by marking actually in your maps you will remember the name of the places and where they are situated. So if you like this session, please tell in the comment box. I will come with the exercise 2 of your chapter 2. Till then, keep watching and keep learning. Thank you.